welcome back. In today's menu, we have a 5-ingredient mushroom curry. Stay tuned. This mushroom curry is actually a traditional recipe which is passed on from my grandmother. The beauty of this curry lies in its simplicity. Without further delay, let's get started. But don't forget to subscribe. Our first ingredient for the curry is of course mushrooms. I have 400 grams of button mushrooms. I prefer to use these little button mushrooms so that I don't have to chop. Of course, they look beautiful too. I'll actually wash the mushrooms because it said on the packet that I should wash them. The next ingredient is 2 onions. All you need to do is roughly chop the onions, but make sure you keep 1.5 onions after you chop them to one side, and then try and finely slice the remaining half onion because we'll be adding this to the curry later. As you can see, I also have 9 dry red chilies, including seeds and all. To a pan on high heat, add half a tablespoon of oil. Add the 1.5 onions that you roughly chopped and kept aside first, and then follow it with the 9 dry red chilies. Saute everything together for about 3 minutes to soften the onions, and then add coriander powder. To start with, I added 2 teaspoons of coriander powder. The trick to get a good curry is to add coriander powder that is just enough to coat the onions. I had to add another half teaspoon, making it 2.5 teaspoons in total. Once you add the coriander powder, you have to switch off the heat immediately, otherwise it will burn. Once the mixture is cooled down a little bit, add it to the blender. I'm using my Vitamix. You can use a NutriBullet, Indian Mixie, or whatever blender you actually have. Add about 1 cup of water. Let everything blend to a fine liquid, and blending it to a fine paste or liquid is the secret to a silky smooth curry. To the same pan, add half a tablespoon of oil. Once warm, add in the finely chopped half onion that you kept aside and saute for about 20 seconds. Then add the mushrooms. You can also add in half a teaspoon of turmeric. This is an optional ingredient. Add in 1 teaspoon of salt and mix everything. The mushrooms get beautifully coated with the turmeric and have this beautiful yellow color. Now add in the blended curry paste. Wash out the blender with a cup of water and pour into the pan as well. Then add another cup of water. So totally I've used about 3 cups of water. Mix everything. All you have to do now is cover and cook for about 10 minutes. It's about 8 minutes now and the curry has changed to a deep brown color. So I'm going to close the lid and cook for another 2 minutes, and you get this silky smooth texture as you can see, and our curry is ready. A humble but incredibly tasty mushroom curry with just 5 ingredients is now ready to enjoy. You can have your own optional garnishes like spring onion, coriander, sesame seeds, red chilies, etc. Serve it with rice, any whole grain or bread, whatever you prefer. It is nut-free and gluten-free too. Enjoy! So I really hope you enjoyed this recipe. In our pro tip today, we'll talk about onions. Onions are extremely versatile, and as you all know, they are used in pretty much every cuisine in the world. Onions are rich in prebiotic fibers, which are essential to increase our beneficial gut microbiomes. Having a good gut health is important to maintain physical health, mental health, and also to have a strong immune system. So go ahead and try to include onions in your diet on a day-to-day basis. Try and use different colors of onions and also in different forms. For example, you could consume them raw in salads, wraps, sandwiches, or you can cook them in curries like we did today, or you can also make chutneys and jams out of them. So that's it from me today. This is Vishwa signing off for Feed Your Body, Mind and Soul. Stay happy, stay healthy. Bye.